Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Gauntlet League match. Match number 8 here in week 2 of this league. If you go ahead and check back to the last 7 videos here on the channel, you can see about how this league has gone for us, how we've gotten to where we are today, and also linked in the description is a week 0 video which will describe what this league is, how it functions, how the sealed pools are built, how comeback packs work, and all sorts of things like that. So go ahead and check that video out if you are new here, and follow along from the beginning if you want to catch up. And this is the deck we are going to run here in match number 8 that you see on your screen now. I believe with this version of the deck, this shell of the deck, we are 4-1 since we switched over from being 0-2 with that horrible mana Jund deck to start. But, we've got Double Hungry Ghoul, Involuntary Employment, Eaten Alive. We've got the Seal and Sack package, as well as just some nice aggressive creatures. Double Sear Slicer Goblin. I can never say that card name exactly correctly. Shivan Dragon at the top end, Dragon Trainer. It's not super powerful. We've got Krenko and the Goblins here, and that's pretty much all the power, but it's been performing incredibly well for us. So we're going to see if we can keep that up today. Now, before we get into today's match, here is an update as to where we are in the standings prior to today's match. We currently sit in 36th place out of 121 members with a record of 4-3. Our opponent match win percentage isn't doing great to help us out in our tiebreakers, but most of the time our opponent match, we can't really control that. Most of our matches are random. I'm able to set up a couple of matches each week with those who want to join with voice chat for me through direct messaging, but otherwise it is random pairings, and sometimes you end up with people who don't have great records, which doesn't help your tiebreaker. But at the end of the day, all we got to do is just worry about ourselves and try to keep on winning, and that's what we will do today, trying to get 2 games above 500. And the opponent standing in our way is going to be Elasticity, who has a record of 1-4, sitting in 109th place, playing a Naya deck, a 3-color aggro mid-range kind of deck with some pretty good creatures and a pretty nice curve with Good Fortune unicorns and things like that as well. So this is going to be our opponent that is going to be trying to prevent us to get to 5-3 today, but we're going to give it our best shot to get all the way there. Enjoy the game. All right, here we are in match 8, starting on the play, and I think this hand seems fine enough. Elasticity won't be joining us on voice chat today, but that's fine. Can't have everybody in, that's totally cool. All right, so do we start with Cavalry or Siphoner? I think there's a better chance that Siphoner is going to be played. They also just got priority there and have 2 fleeting flights in their deck, which means they've got one in hand. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. So that's the card that gives +1/+1 and a counter and doesn't take combat damage that turn. So keep that in mind as we go here. And we're going to need something off the top, but, all right, what else we got? Heroic Reinforcements in this deck. Okay, full-on Naya. Yeah, that's not really anything off the top. Okay, and we're out of gas. Gnarlid Colony is a 3/3, still holding up white. And now I really can't attack very well, because again, they're just going to eat this with their fleeting flight. So we just have to play this and then pass. Do they have any abrades? No abrades. 1 burst lightning. So I think we just have to pass now. Okay, no plays at all. Okay, well, I mean, the 9 Lives Familiar is going to have to get us some 1/1s here, because I'm not going to trade the borders for their combat trick. This card is so annoying because, like, do you block and potentially open yourself up to getting traded with? When they've got a combat trick in hand, I think you do. But if they had nothing, then... Oh no! Savaged. Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. Maybe they've got one Ambush Wolf. It is a flash card that exiles a thing from a graveyard, so that is absolutely brutal there. Okay, I don't know how we're getting out of this one. Yeah, that's an issue. We need to draw like 3 sets of removal. And the Good Fortune Unicorn already makes it into a 4/4, and it's got trample. Yeah, I mean, even Burst Lightning doesn't do it right now. Blood Witch doesn't do much either. I think this deck has trampled over us. And that is probably close to the end of match or game number 1 here. That's an 8/8 that can't die because we know that one of these 3 cards is a protection spell. No blocks, I guess. I mean, I guess the Blood Witch could potentially try to help us, but probably not doing much here. So go ahead. Here comes a land, and then it's a 16/16. And I think it has gotten out of range, and I'm just conceding here. And in sideboarding, like I've mentioned, we really don't have any sideboarding options. Yeah, nothing here. I mean, there's a Gleaming Barrier. That's the thing I brought in the most, but like, I think this is a pretty horrible matchup for us. They've got trample and just mid-range big creatures, and we just don't have a lot of removal. It's going to be a tough one to try to come back from here, but we'll give it our best shot. Don't think I'm going to do any sideboarding. All right, in we go. Take a mulligan. And yeah, I guess we'll keep this and get rid of a swamp here. Okay, play the Siphoner and get on in, and already we've got nothing left. Just like that, we're out of gas. Gnarlid Colony, sure. Nothing else I can do, so we'll go ahead and attack. Llanowar Elves missed land drop. Don't hate to see that. So if I attack with the Goblin, I trade it with the Elves. They did miss a land drop. I don't think they're going to want to make this trade here. So let's attack, make that unable to block. And because they missed a land drop, like I said, I just don't think they're going to want to trade. Okay, so they've got 2 giant growths, a snakeskin veil, all sorts of things here. Both of these cost 5. I think I'm going to attack with the Diregraph Ghoul, and if they trade, you know, one of their combat tricks for it, that's probably okay. Okay, nothing happened there. And let's see if they want to use a giant growth here to save their Llanowar Elves or not. Not exactly, but sure. I don't technically need to use either of these. I can just push damage with the Frenzied Goblin right now. Maybe use the Burst Lightning. If I have to, but I mean, they're at 6 now. So, like, you know, just miss land drops will do that, I guess. And that might be one of our only ways to win this matchup here. Like I said, nothing really to sideboard. Firebrand Archers just, I mean, works well against the wolf, bad against the elves. I don't know how much reach they're going to have, so maybe the Fire Splitter Whelps are okay, but I just think these are too slow. I think we're going to get beat down before these are relevant. Pilfer, I don't see, let's see the bombs here. Wow, there's a lot of rares. Krenko, Galta, Spinner of Souls, Mossborn Hydra. All those except Galta are pretty cheap though, and Pilfer would need to be like in our opening hand. So I don't think Pilfer is something I want. The Soul Caller does fly, but like I said, this is going to be a pretty aggressive matchup here. The Spitfire Lagak might not be horrible, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep it as it is, like I mentioned. And I hate to root for Mana Screw, but I feel like that's one of our only shots here. Okay, they took a mulligan, and yeah, this hand's pretty good. I mean, it deals with a lot of cheap stuff. The question is, do I lead on Goblin or Ghoul here? I think I'm going to lead on Diregraph Ghoul. Is that right? I mean, it pushes a little bit more damage. Next turn I could use Stab and play Frenzied Goblin here. Okay, one mountain. They do have a Burst Lightning. That's all I'm seeing here. So I'm probably just going to stab this thing. And I think I'm going to do it now, because I know they run at least a combat trick. Okay, all 3 colors of mana. There's a Good Fortune Unicorn. That will have to eat Burst Lightning, I think. Don't want that sticking around, but we just don't have a lot else going for us here right now. Okay, no Mana Screw this game. Another Good Fortune Unicorn. Yeah, they've got 2. Evolving Wilds. Alright, I guess we're just pushing the damage, and it's not... Evolving Wilds 9 Lives Familiar is going to be pretty good here, but... Gosh, if they just play big creatures, that makes my life pretty difficult. Okay, end the turn. Go get a swamp. Let's see what the big creature play is. Nothing. Okay. Could have an ambush, whatever. Ambush Wolf, I think it's called. Sear Slicer Goblin. If it's an ambush wolf, that's horrible for me, and I can't attack with anything, because I could make this unable to block, and then it eats either of these, because it comes in as a 5/3 here. So I don't think I really have attacks. I might just play the Sower of Chaos. If I draw another swamp, this Eaten Alive 9 Lives Familiar is going to end up being pretty good. Also, Sower of Chaos plus Frenzy Goblin mean they have 2 creatures that can't block every turn, which is also pretty good. So let's go to combat. No attacks, and just play this thing here. And let's see if it is the Ambush Wolf. Nope, it's a removal spell. Alright. I guess that's okay. Youthful Valkyrie is a 2/4 flyer. There's a swamp. Alright. Let's see if they get priority as I do this. Okay, they don't. So then... probably need to Eaten Alive something, but maybe I don't need to do it this turn. The familiar attacking and the goblin continually getting 1/1s is pretty good as well. If I attack with this goblin, make that unable to block, they just eat this goblin. So this doesn't have attacks anymore. I could eat an alive right now and attack with this 2/2. I just think they might play creatures that are slightly more relevant than this. So let's just play this thing. Oh, why do they have priority again? They just full controlling it? Might have been. I didn't see priority when I played the 9 lives familiar, and it just went straight through there. Okay, I think I'm going to risk them having ambush wolf here. I just don't think they have it. I don't even need to sacrifice anything technically right now. So what if I just use Eaten Alive on the Valkyrie, attack with everything, use the Goblin to make the Unicorn able to attack, banking on the fact that they don't have Ambush Wolf. If they do, this is pretty bad for me, but I don't think they have it. I feel like they would have used it already. So let's do this here. Yeah. And then we'll attack with everything, make that unable to block, put them to 6, get a 1/1. Sarah Angel, yeah, that's a card. I mean, I think we just kind of go all in here. We attack with everything. They eat or they trade here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. Sure. Okay, go to damage. Put them to 1 and end the turn. And did we get it? Good game. Wow. I really did not think we had that one there, but yeah, a little bit of mana flood over there, although in our defense we had 6 lands and they had 7, so it's not like we had that many more lands drawn. I think they did mulligan once. But yeah, we take those. I mean, this deck has been performing incredibly well so far this week, and I will continue to take it. And with that win, we are able to jump up to 29th place. We have a record of 5-3, but if you see our opponent match win percentage tiebreaker, yeah, it's bringing us down. There's a lot of other 5-3s as well that are all the way up above 24th place, and our OMW is sitting at the absolute lowest. So let's hope that our random pairings here in the future can be against some of the higher players in the league to help out that tiebreaker. And if we can also beat those players, then we're looking in a great spot so far. Now 5-3 is nowhere near where you need to be. You got to get to 20-10 after 6 weeks of play to really stand a chance at finding your way into top 8. So we got a long way to go, but I will take where we have started so far. Hope you enjoyed today's match. You can check back in tomorrow and on Friday for the conclusion of week 2. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.